For this mini training, we will be looking at strategies you can use in your Get Out the Vote efforts on your campus. First off, it's important to discuss what Get Out the Vote is. Get Out the Vote is your strategy to ensure registered voters turn out on Election Day. No matter how many people you register to vote or educate on the candidates and issues, you have not achieved the goal unless your students actually go to the polls on Election Day. You will want to make a Get Out the Vote plan that is specific to your campus and discuss this plan with your state director and campus advisor. It is important to maximize your outreach. Your goal should be to reach as many people as possible before the polls close. So you might be wondering what this looks like. Be prepared to ask students at your events how going to the polls fits into their daily schedule. What time will they go? Will they request an absentee ballot or vote early? You can also send out a campus-wide email with the voting hours and locations for students living on campus and near campus. You can also use Halloween or sporting events to promote Get Out the Vote efforts. You can create a phone bank and call student contacts you have collected through your other efforts as well. Use volunteers to canvass the dorms to remind students. Encourage early voting and encourage student groups or classes to hold parades to the polls or field trips to vote early. It could be important on your campus to provide transportation for students to get to the polls. Encourage carpooling and, if possible, provide shuttles. You can also ask faculty to allow students to miss class to vote, drive students to the polls, discuss voting on Election Day, or give extra credit for arriving to class with an I voted sticker. You can also plan election night parties. Ask dorms, Greek houses, and local businesses to hold these parties. You can organize parades or marches to the polls too. And remember, in whatever strategy you take, voters respond best to people they know. And if you persuade one person to vote, they will likely influence at least one additional friend or family member. This is why it's so important for us to mobilize groups of people to vote. If you want more inspiration for how to carry out Get Out the Vote efforts on your campus, check out some of these awesome examples. Maine College of Art, for example, had a competition to create voter engagement posters to promote Get Out the Vote efforts. Remember that above all else, your team is equipped to be able to provide information on polling locations, same-day voting and registration, voter ID rules, and where to find candidate information for your fellow students on Election Day. If you have any questions about Get Out the Vote efforts, please feel free to contact your state director or our National Fellowship Director, Courtney.